What up, ladies and gents? Welcome to another reaction video by the Asian robot and his lovely Kaz Manta. All right.
Hey.
My Kaz is here with me on voice. She's in Ireland, so obviously she's not physically here. But today we'll be covering one of the latest episodes of Twin Paranormal. You can see it right here, our terrifying demonic attachment. If you like what they do, please make sure that you are subscribed to their channel, and we ask that you kindly turn ad block off. We'll be keeping it on for the purposes of filming. However, when we watch their videos, and we watch videos like this, where we like the content, we always turn ad block off, all right? Thank you for doing that. Now, before we get into this video, what we're gonna tell you is that we genuinely did not like this investigation, but not because of the investigation itself or the twins. We disliked it because
Wyatt. We like Wyatt too.
We like Wyatt too. It was the people that they brought on with them. All right. I don't even know who they are, nor do I. And I'm sorry if this sounds really harsh, nor do I care. They completely ruined the energy and vibe of the show, and I feel that the spirits felt the same way. We're going to show you several clips from that, and we'll let you make your own decisions. All right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to pause for a second, and then the next clip you're going to see is the first clip we have prepared. Check it out. All right, ladies and gents, this is the first clip we have. It happens at about 17 minutes and 9 seconds in, and well, we'll take a look first. All right. So what happens is that they catch the sound of a spirit shuffling around the room. And this guy, we call him Skittles, all right, because we're really not interested in them.
I heard that too. Yeah, the K2 just went off as you're talking, trying to describe the knock.
Camera.
No way. Camera. No way, dude.
Okay, we're gonna pause it right there because if you know Twin Paranormal, and granted, I've only seen a few of their investigations, but I've genuinely enjoyed their investigations. Here, these guys that they brought on, Skittles and whoever the else, you know, Skittles and Beardo, basically, Kaz loves my nicknames for these guys. Skittles and Beardos, like, they seem so eager beaver, like overly enthusiastic, like, because Twin Paranormal have a particular...
They're two and two. I don't know how to explain it. It's like...
It's like they're trying to sell it.
Yeah, like, do you know what it reminds me of? 100%. It reminds me of when Ghost Adventures first started out, and every time something happened, Zach Bagans would get, like, so excited about it, but you knew it was, like...
a reaction like for the camera. It was like, yeah.
Yeah, it's
it was
forced
like
overexcitement, and that's how it feels.
Exactly.
That's how it feels. It's forced overexcitement.
And I just, like... And later on, you'll see what we're talking about, but it seems like the spirits also get a feeling that these guys are in it for the money. And they seem to be trying to push the views by trying to make every little thing, you know, big. Whereas Twin Paranormal, they tend to focus on the key aspects, and they do get excited as well.
Twin Paranormal focus on the message, not the fact that they're getting paranormal activity. They're focusing on what's happening or what's being said. These guys are just reacting.
Exactly. They're reacting to every single thing. And if you watch the investigation, you'll probably start to feel the same way we do. Now, in this next clip, I think we cover that a little more, so stay tuned. All right, guys. So before we comment more about Skittles and Beardo, what we wanted to show you was that Twin Paranormal during this investigation pointed out orbs. Okay, they did it several times during their video, but, well, have a look at this footage right here. All right, I want to see if you're seeing exactly what we're seeing. Take a look, all right, where the chair is.
I've got this other device here. I'm just going to keep setting them around.
Did you see it? All right. Because if you didn't see it, then I'm going to shift it back and play it again for you guys. All right. Because there seems to be an orb that wasn't pointed out. All right. I guess you could say that this is when things got truly bizarre.
Bizarre.
She loves it when I do the nuke thing. All right. So I'm going to... I'm going to go back to 23 minutes and 27 seconds, right? I'm going to slow the playback speed down to about 25% speed, right? And I want you to focus on where my cursor is, this chair in the background, okay? Watch there.
I've got this other device here.
Now the camera lighting seems to change, and there it is. It has just appeared and starts to sweep from across this area, past the leg of the chair right there. And then there, it's pauses there. It's easiest to see when it's around here. But if you watch this particular segment at 25 speed, you'll see it slowly moving across there. And I'm surprised that this wasn't recorded. But did you know that that wasn't the only orb we caught that wasn't shown? Because we caught another one. Take a look at this next clip.
Yes. This Asian robot has crazy eyes.
Yes, I do. But not as crazy as Skittles.
True.
All right. If you forward the video to about 23 minutes and 55 seconds. Now, we're going a bit further back before we do the slower playback, but we seem to have caught another orb that was also missed. All right. So, ladies and gents, what we're about to show you could be actual footage of an orb caught on camera. Let's take a look.
Using your words, maybe you can give us that information.
Did you see it? Okay, let's play it back, all right? And I want you to pay attention to where his arm is in this video. Okay, we're gonna just shift it back just a smidge, all right? Just a smidge. So it's best if you shift it to about 23:55 right here. Pay attention to this arm, okay, at the top end of the video. Okay. I guess you could say that this is when things got truly bizarre.
Bizarre.
There it is. Do you see it? Do you see it moving across there? It just slowly moves across. Here, one more time, because this one's a bit harder to spot. It starts out right there, where the cursor is, roughly, and there, it goes close to his arm. Did you see it?
Yeah.
So, could this be evidence of the paranormal, or just an elaborate hoax?
You decide.
You decide. But yeah, these two orbs were not pointed out, and we thought we'd point them out to you in some clips.
The only thing I want to say about this is, because I know there's so many people out there who are so skeptical about orbs. If you watch this whole video, other than these two times and the times that are pointed out towards the end, you never see dust or anything like that fly past the camera, like ever. So I'm more inclined to believe that they are genuine orbs rather than just dust, or obviously there's no bugs or whatever. They're in a hotel room.
Yeah, to be honest, I think that these orbs are more real than the actual ones that they point out to you, because these are nearly invisible. It looks like the spirits are just trying to get a feel for these guys. But as we mentioned in our earlier clip, you know, I think it's Skittles and Beardo that are really agitating the spirits, and we will show you why in our next clip. So stay tuned for that. Okay, on to the next. All right, so in this next clip, we're going to show you why we really didn't like the energy of Mr. Skittles and Beardo. Here's the thing. As we mentioned, Twin Paranormal have a way of doing things, and kind of it's okay. Look, I'm a skeptic, but to an extent, I've really enjoyed the investigations, and my girl is a believer, but she never gets agitated like this. And the reason is because these guys seem to have, it's almost like they're trying so hard to sell it that they're practically ruining the magic. Take a look at this clip and we'll show you why. Okay. This clip is from about 34 minutes in. All right. Ryan is solo in the elevator. And these guys are holding hands to try and get the spirits to share. They're trying to share their energy with the spirits so the spirit can talk. What Beardo does is annoying. Watch this.
Still hear me.
Lights. No.
Lights.
Wait, you think those are going off? You have the camera? Dude,
Okay, so Eager McBeaver over there decides that he has to read the thing before it even reads it out, which, you know, we actually watched this clip several times, and it was only in the last time that I kind of said to her that maybe his eyes were on the thing and he saw the word come up, and that's why he you know, read it out in his over enthusiasm. But it just ruins the moment, because what if you're supposed to share your energy? Why are you staring at the device like you're expecting something to happen? You know,
Right. And what really irritated me about this was, this is the second time it happens, because he does it at the very start of the video too, when they first put it on the device. You know, it's about to say something, and he reads it before you get to hear it.
he actually does this
What
another
really
time.
ruined that? what really ruined that for me is like when Twin Paranormal have the device on, they're not standing looking at it. You know, they'll put it down, they'll walk away, they'll be walking around the room, they'll be doing whatever, but they're not solely focused on, you know, what it's about to say. So when it does say something, it's a genuine surprise to them and it's a genuine surprise to us.
Right.
He absolutely ruined that genuine surprise by reading it before it got to say, like, I don't understand why he was so concentrated on it.
Like it felt so
But the fact that
expected
it
that it
happened
made it
more
look
than once,
dodgy. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
And like I think
it killed the
Beardo's
magic.
yeah, it really killed the magic of the moment, and it's what made me for the first time doubt Twin Paranormal's investigations because and we actually went through this investigation getting more and more agitated because we're just not liking these guys. Like we find them very unprofessional. And you know, I just genuinely don't believe that they are good investigators like twins are. The Twin Paranormal and Wyatt, of course, seem much more professional and much more respectful. Yet when these guys came on board, they showed a different side of themselves. They're young dudes, obviously, and they showed a more boisterous side of themselves, you know, because now
Yeah.
it's like, you know, with the gang of boys, they seem more like a disrespectful group of teenagers than paranormal investigators. And while I'm willing to
Yeah.
attribute that to their young age, I think if you watch the full investigation, you might feel the same way that I do. As for Skittles and Beardo, if this is your career, then good for you. But I think I would stay away from their channels because I just
Now,
don't.
this is not a spoiler alert, but towards the end, Twin Paranormal and these two guys split up.
Mhm.
And for me, that was the best part of the investigation because it just felt like all the energy calmed back down.
Yep.
It felt like a normal Twin Paranormal investigation. It felt respectful. It felt like the flow was as it should be. I would love to see Twin Paranormal go back here without them.
Yeah, I would
I
love
really
to
would.
see Twin Paranormal go back here without them. And I think even at the end, if you watch the last 15 minutes, now obviously we're not going to do a clip on that, but it might take too long. But if you watch the actual 15 minutes, the last 15 minutes where they split up, and you watch Twin Paranormal's side of
It's
things,
the best
the
part of the
spirits
episode.
themselves also seem to be more
Agitated.
interactive. You know, they were
Yeah,
agitated,
but they
and they
tell them they're
seem
agitated.
they do, and you can actually check that out. I think we actually did a clip on it, but we'll show you that in a little while. Let me see, what's the next clip on our list? Oh yeah, the basement.
Ooh, this is a good one.
Okay. All right. Now you heard her in the last one. She said it was a good one, but it's a good one for all the wrong reasons. Check it out. Here is where we start to see the real like disruptive energy that Skittles and Beardo kind of bring to the thing. That, you know, anyway, just take a look at this.
Red! As soon as we started talking about the basement. Absolutely!
So what happens is that the K2 goes all the way to red. You know, the spirit starts to respond to them. You can take a look at Skittles' expression here. It's like he's trying so hard to sell this expression of shock.
It's something about that basement, dude.
Everyone's getting in on
I have
it.
a theory, and my gut is telling me that what I'm thinking is what whoever's trying to talk to us is trying to confirm. I feel like this lady in white, if she was actually killed, she was probably killed in the basement.
Okay.
I don't know. I have no idea what's actually going on right now. I can't explain you having the exact same experience as us three.
We
in the elevator.
literally, we did that. We went into the freaking elevator and,
And we
it took
did
us
hit
down.
And here's another thing. We actually hit a button, and it still brought us down.
Oh,
So, okay.
Okay.
Question.
We hit the 4th floor,
And
brought
it
us
brought
to the
us down
basement.
to the basement.
This you'll see
I
at
don't
the
know
start
if
of their
you guys can answer
investigation.
this. Elevators. Do they just sit there until somebody presses the button?
They stay on whatever floor they were called to last.
Just an FYI for Wyatt there. Some elevators do not do that. I live in an apartment building where the elevator is set to rest on a particular floor. So if nobody uses it, you'll actually hear the elevator move by itself. This is not a paranormal thing. It's actually just the electrical engineering to reduce tension on the cables, blah, 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 blah. So it's not sitting on like the highest floor or a mid floor.
And it's usually set to the basement.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Just so you know, my apartment building actually does this exact thing.
In Ireland, it's the same here.
Yeah, in the night, you'll just hear my apartment elevator go, and because it's so quiet here in Australia at night, it's like okay. At first, I thought it was a ghost too, and I asked my dad. He's like, no, son, are you stupid? It's just the elevator's normal programming. It just goes down to the basement floor. Okay. And I was like, oh, okay, cool, Dad.
And that's the reason it goes. The reason it goes to the basement floor is because once it goes all the way down, there is no tension on the cable.
Yes, exactly.
It's when your elevator starts to go up that the tension starts to get created on the cables. So I know it might seem like, oh, it's on the basement, there should be loads of tension. It's not. It's at its loosest when it's on the bottom.
Yeah, because it's using the pulley system to literally lift the weight of the elevator up. So when it's resting there, it's usually in a relaxed spot. Again, not doubting that the spirits do play with the elevators.
They did hit, and they did hit the 4th floor, and it did take them to the basement. That was kind of weird, but we're just debunking the fact that it doesn't rest on whatever floor it was last called to.
Correct.
But the fact that it did bring them to the basement and you can clearly see that they hit 4, so that was creepy.
The reason that clip is not included is because we want you to see it for yourselves and be like, oh my god.
Go watch the video.
You should. Like, as much as we just like Skittles and Beardo,
Yeah, just be forewarned, you might get agitated because we first started watching this on Sunday.
Yeah.
And although we didn't actually talk about it till today, we both realized how agitated we were getting watching it, but we didn't actually discuss it till today. Kind of almost at the same time, I was like, bro, these are really irritating me. And Robot said at the exact same time. So I knew it wasn't just me.
Yeah, it's because she's the believer and I'm skeptic. So normally I'm the one that calls stuff out. Like, I'm a Buddhist spiritualist. I was giving out this
whole episode.
Yeah, she was actually pretty upset this whole episode, which is kind of interesting because it never happens like that. But no. So now that we've debunked the fact, let's show you a bit more.
Remember when we walked in, when we came from outside, and we came straight up to the elevator? I don't know who was next to me.
Need trust.
Need trust. That's why they did it for us. That's why
they tried to prove that we're actually talking to them.
You see Skittles like crazy eyes right there?
Chills, bro, literally. You might even be able to see it.
Who was next to me?
Yep.
I went to the elevator. As soon as I hit the button, the door opened. So it wasn't like it had to come down.
I was with you and Ryan was with you.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. I didn't notice that. But I'm just saying, what if? What if the elevator does move on its own?
Right.
But then again, we have the stories that say that apparently a spirit can manipulate the elevator.
Right. But how weird is it that the same thing happened to 2 different groups in the same night?
When I was in there, I asked if they could take me to the basement. I thought it was going to go down to the lobby. Yeah, I asked right before the button even went up.
Okay, so the reason why we played that is just because we want you to see, again, it's just so disruptive of this dude.
And it's off-putting.
Yeah, because he's always like, no way, it's like, dude, Ryan's just trying to explain a story here. Like, we get it, you guys are excited, but it's overacting. And
they're too much. They're just too much.
Exactly. As a streamer myself, I have a particular persona that I put on for my video games. Basically, I put on this absolute asshole persona, which to an extent is how I do behave, but also it's a part of this. It's a part of the stage. It's a part of the show. Call people morons, things like that. It's part of that whole fiery gamer. Like, my skill level is at this level. This kind of thing. And I feel like because I guess real recognize real, but stage also recognizes stage in that sense. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but I kind of like, as a streamer, I'm kind of getting the feeling that he's like really trying to sell this, because I do that for some of the games that, and just, this is off topic, but some of the games that, I will get sponsored by, or, people ask me to play, we genuinely, like, maybe we don't enjoy them, or the game's just boring, but you're still trying to sell it, because you don't want to sabotage the developers' efforts, and you're trying to leave relationships nice, because if I go in there and just say fuck everything, like, this is terrible, you're not gonna get hired for the next job. So sometimes you play act a little bit, and I feel like that's what they were trying to do. But this investigation would have gone fine if he was just genuine. So I don't know how he runs his channel, but Twins have always had a we certainly won't be checking it out. Twins have always had a very genuine feeling to them, and this kind of ruined it.
I think that's kind of what drew us to Twins as well, is because of how genuine they seem, how genuine they feel, how respectful they are.
How respectful they are, and how real they are.
They remind me, these 2 guys, honestly, and I know I'm saying this for a second time, but they remind me of when Ghost Adventures first started their TV show in their very first ever few episodes, when they were so over enthusiastic, and they were like really projecting their voices and they were over projecting the reactions. That's what it feels like. It's like, bro, this is not a TV show. Well, don't get me wrong, it's an amazing show. Twin Paranormal do chef's kiss, an amazing job every single time.
Mm-hmm.
But this is not Ghost Adventures. This is not, a syndicated TV show, though it should be. Don't get me wrong, because I think that there is a gap in the market for a team like Twin Paranormal. Like they need to get in somewhere. But having people like this cheapen, and I hate to say it, they cheapen what Twin Paranormal do because of how respectful and honest and open Twin Paranormal are. These two guys cheapened this episode.
Indeed. And you know what? I'll go so far as to say with that when the spirits said need trust, it's they're talking about the trust that Twin Paranormal have with the viewers. Like they can see that these guys cannot be trusted. That's what they're trying to hint at. And if you watch the entire investigation with this in mind, think of it this way, all right? It may seem like the spirits are giving information about themselves and their circumstances, but until the split, it seemed more like the spirits were giving information to Twin Paranormal about these two. I mean, just look at this frame that I froze on, and I did it on purpose, but still, look at that. Look at that expression on his face.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ. Yep. Now, I'm just gonna show just a little bit more. It's about another 40 seconds more, just to show you like how over enthusiastic he is.
This is insane.
And I was just talking about how she died, how I feel like the lady in white died.
Literally.
They're so loud.
Why is he shouting?
And yeah, exactly. They're so loud and disrespectful. They're killing the energy.
She still has that power, or whatever spirit has that power, but they want us to know that they are here. They want our trust.
And most importantly, that we actually are talking to the dead. You heard that?
Here's what I think we should do. Let's do a couple of EVPs, just like you said a bit ago. After that, what I think we should...
So if you saw what we saw, like Ryan remains soft-spoken, and that's because he's trying to show some reverence, some respect for the spirits that are out here. And I know this is a long-ass clip, but we cannot emphasize it enough how much this episode seemed like regression rather than progression. They've done so well for so long. They bring on Skittles and Beardo, and all of a sudden it's like a whole bunch of amateurs are trying to imitate, as she says.
You see it even in that video. You see it in that video right there. Like he gets so animated, like overly animated, and Ryan is still talking in that same soft voice. Now, credit where credit's due. Skittles comes up with a couple of great ideas throughout the video. I'm not going to lie, I won't sit here and blast them and say that they were absolute shit and blah blah blah. They do come up with some good ideas that Twin Paranormal, do, which is good. I'm going to put it down to the fact that maybe they're new to the paranormal, because if they're not new to the paranormal and this is the way they're still carrying on, then they really need to take stock of the way they do things. However, the fact that Ryan is able to keep this same tone, soft spoken, respectful manner, I don't understand how it didn't rub off on Skittles, especially because the guy that's with him isn't actually that bad.
Yeah.
But this other guy, he's just too much. The other guy, almost blends into the background. Like, I don't mind him anywhere near. The only thing that irritated me was him talking before the device. That's the only real gripe I have with him. But this other dude, he is just too much. He's too loud. He's too in your face. He's too disrespectful. He's just too much.
He looks like he had like 6 bags of cocaine before he even showed up for this investigation.
It looked like he drank one too many Monster before he turned up.
Yep.
And I get a lot of people who say, well, if you were in that situation, you don't know how you'd react, blah, blah, blah. I can tell you now, I wouldn't be screaming and shouting.
Yep.
Because, I mean, at the end of the day, you're still in a hotel. There's still other people there. You still wouldn't be screaming and shouting.
And also, I'm a Buddhist. We have very different beliefs to many of you who might be Christians and whatnot, but that is the one thing you don't do, because you're paying respect to the spirits of the land. You're paying respect to the spirits in the home. The spirits aren't just the people. They're also entities that may have never been human, or maybe living through their reincarnation cycle not as a human. They literally come in as a spirit.
Go ahead.
And they may inhabit the ground. Bhumi Devis. All right, you can go look that up if you're interested in Buddhism. the spirits of the house. The Japanese have some documentation on this. Zashiki warashi. I think that's the correct term. I could be wrong. I don't speak Japanese, but that should loosely be what their name is. I could definitely be getting it wrong, and to any Japanese person, I sincerely apologize. But I just felt that, you know, it just wasn't good. Anyway, you know,
The last thing I want to say on that is,
Mhm.
is if you walk into someone's home and essentially at one point, you know, regardless of whether this was a hotel or not, like people, genuine people, you know, have lost their lives here. You know, that's, you know, they're talking to some of the spirits that, you know, have lost their lives and
Mhm.
that kind of thing. And what really gets me about some of these shows, not Twin Paranormal, except this episode so far, is if you walk into the place where somebody had died, you know, the first thing that should run through your mind is respect.
Mhm. Definitely.
And you would want to. This is why I appreciate Ryan so much, because he speaks so softly to them,
Yeah.
and I think that's the reason he gets way more reactions than any other channel that I've really ever seen, because he goes in with respect.
Yes.
He goes in speaking with respect. He goes in with respectful tones.
Yeah. He has
The
a
same
genuine interest in
with
the story of the spirits.
right, the same with River and Wyatt. Like, it's when I say Ryan, I'm really applying it to the three of them, because very rarely do they get excited and scream and shout, and that's only if something big happens, and that's understandable.
Mhm.
But you wouldn't, like, if your friend came to you and said there's weird paranormal stuff going on in my house, would you go into that house and start screaming? You probably wouldn't.
Yep. I
You
fully agree
probably
with that.
wouldn't have those types of reactions. It's just, look, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna just say it, that guy, fake for me. He just feels so fake to me.
And he made this investigation feel fake, even though I actually believe the twin paranormal side of things. Okay, we've really gone over time on this one, but we're gonna show you two last clips. Okay, one is a discussion on the attachment. We're actually just gonna show you the clip because they cover pretty much everything we want to say. And the last thing is that we're gonna show you is a segment toward the end where we say, where, you know, we mentioned that if you look at it with those two eyes, you might see that spirits are as agitated as we are with these disrespectful people. Okay, let's go on. All right, in this clip that we're gonna show you.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
We love this one. Okay.
Please don't.
Okay, can I tell you
All right, what happens is that Wyatt, Ryan, and River walk past the device that they placed on the ground, right? And what happens is that it doesn't trigger for Skittles and Beardo, but it triggers for River, Ryan, and Wyatt, which makes them all, you know, have this big discussion about attachment. Now, Kaz initially was quite agitated with this and said that it could be the devices on their body, but what we're going to show you is that later on, if you fast forward, they actually remove everything off their body.
Nuts.
Hold on. Seth, go stand right where he is, please.
empty my pockets as well?
Yeah, no, I'm even gonna empty mine too, even though nothing's going on
So,
for me.
just in case there's anything on his body that could be triggering it, he empties everything.
Okay.
All right.
Ryan's phone is directly on the table where the spirit talker is. That's his phone.
And they show off some more orbs.
Nothing in my hand.
Okay.
No hat trick. This is
Now that's still the thing around his neck, right? So it's still happening. All right.
empty pockets.
It keeps going off every time you walk by.
I have a normal bracelet.
This gives me
on.
anxiety, dude. I'm not even.
Through like 2 or 3 times.
Dude, I'm gonna
That's
test that
not
one more
in
time.
Just stand there.
I'm just gonna stand there just like you did.
Go a little closer.
Okay.
Dude,
It
there
doesn't
is
trigger
no
for these guys.
Way. I'm sorry, I have to cuss right now.
As soon as he walked over.
See, the overreaction ruins it a bit, but we also want to state that it does seem to go off. And if you watch a little bit more, Ryan, in fact, now we're not going to ruin that part for you, but Ryan actually takes off the necklace as well, and it still goes off. But what we wanted to talk about in this particular clip is that there's an emphasis, again, you know, mostly done by Skittles and Beardo. Again, we don't actually have that much of a problem with Beardo. He's actually pretty chill. But Skittles is all like, you know, oh man, you know, you guys have an attachment. This is bad. But what we wanted to express is that it doesn't necessarily mean that attachments are bad, because you can have attachments as guardian spirits. And what we felt was that the spirits were trying to warn Ryan, Wyatt, and River that these guys, were just not doing it right. For all we know, those three spirits attached to them were holding off whatever else was gonna murder these guys because these two are just too loud, you know? Like they could be holding
Yeah.
the line and we wouldn't even know it. They could be like doing the Reinhardt and Bridget thing, interlocking shields against the rest of these
Yeah.
things that are about to buttfuck these guys, and it's just like I'm not one to talk about hunches. I like facts, evidence. I'm a skeptic. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you that as a Buddhist, I felt so uncomfortable with how these people
Mm-hmm.
conducted themselves during this investigation. And well, you can watch the whole investigation for yourself to see if you come to the same conclusion. But
You feel the same, yeah, because uncomfortable is a great word. I was so uncomfortable watching them.
yeah, but this attachment part is pretty cool to see. Like
It is
honestly,
really cool.
it is really cool to see. It's just ruined by facts, and I firmly believe that it was the spirits trying to warn them about these guys. Now, the last clip we have to show you, well, take a look. All right, it won't be too long, I promise. All right. So the last clip that we have for you guys is toward the end of the investigation. Now they've done the split already, right? And Ryan is asking questions of the spirit. The music box is also calibrating. Take a look.
Please walk around. That device right there will detect your movement. I don't know if it was you earlier.
Agitated.
Oh shit.
The word agitated comes through very
Somebody was
very
agitated.
clearly.
We only have a little bit more time here with you. I don't want to take up all the energy that you have, but whoever is here with us, we want to know the story. We want to know the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Please walk in front of this right here. That device, just like you were doing earlier. Did I read that?
No way. No way. There it goes. There it goes. Thank you.
Keep going, please.
It's not you. You're way too far away.
Keep walking in front of it, please.
Nothing. So it's not you.
It was conjured.
Whoa, dude.
That was very specific. Hold on, guys. Could this be the energy or whatever's attached to us?
Oh, bitch.
Dude, I'm just saying because we had that weird experience earlier, right?
Okay, so although we don't know what was conjured specifically, what we can say is that this is the feeling we genuinely had when we were watching this, and we watched it a couple of times. When the spirit said agitated, we felt like that was the reason why they were particularly active
Agitated, yeah.
during this investigation, and they were trying to answer the twins, but it almost felt like sometimes the spirits would get talked over, or that
Yes.
what they were trying to say would get taken in a different
Was
direction.
Exactly. The other guy was taking it out of context to try and fit the story that he was trying to
He
come up with.
want that like to fit
And-
his narrative.
Yeah, and this agitate bit comes up right after the other two guys leave the room.
Right after
And
the
I
split.
genuinely feel like this was the spirit saying that, like, we're agitated. Like, they were agitating us because
Yeah.
the twins get so much more of the story. I don't want to ruin it too much. Definitely watch it. But the twins get more towards the end when they're on their own.
Yep.
And I think this was the spirit's way of just conveying that they were agitated with the other guys, and that, now that they're gone, they're talking a bit more.
100%. And the one thing which I'd like to say is that the spirits kept trying to focus them on the basement, but a basement investigation never happened. What I would like to do or see is the twins come back without Skittles and Beardo and do an investigation on the basement if they are brave enough, because I feel
What
that's
I'd like them to do?
where the spirits wanted them.
Yeah, I definitely think they should have focused on the basement, because obviously this one particular spirit was trying to get them down to the basement, and I don't think they would have been hurt in the basement. I think they would have got more answers there. However, I think if Twin Paranormal are going to bring people on new out on investigations with them, then take them to places they've already been.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Don't take them to a new place where you're going to have new experiences.
Agreed.
Take them to somewhere that Twin Paranormal have already been, and let them see if they can experience the same things that Twin Paranormal experienced in those places. For brand new locations, I think that the twins should do brand new locations by themselves.
I agree, so that they can,
the investigation won't be tainted by other people's opinions then.
Exactly. And they can give us their full side of the story as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in finishing this off, all we want to say is that we hope you've enjoyed our reaction to this. We really wanted to give a more positive reaction, but in watching this
Yeah.
episode, we were absolutely agitated. And we also want to thank you all, for because our previous reactions, the first episode is actually close to about 900 views, and our second episode has crossed 1,400. And we've seen several comments from you guys. Some people have suggested
Yeah, we love
channels
it.
and things like that. And
We will be reacting to.
Kaz will be checking out. Was it Sam and Colby? Okay,
Yeah, I think so.
Kaz will be checking out that
I
channel.
will be so what's the word I'm looking for?
Critical
of that one because it's in my home. It's in my home country, Ireland. So I will be so critical of that one.
Yep. So she's gonna check that out, and if we can, we might get 2 episodes done this following Sunday, kind of as an apology that we weren't able to finish what we would normally do on this Sunday. So we're probably gonna do Twins' latest one on Sunday, and then we'll also do Sam and Colby as per your suggestion. Thank you all so much for doing that. And of course, our channel is relatively small, and I don't do reactions full time. I'm mostly a gamer. But I find this so interesting to do and so fun to react to that we just want to continue the series. So in order to do that, if you like our channel, you like what I do, or maybe you want to check out some gaming at some point, you're welcome to like, share, and subscribe, which is pretty much what we encourage you to do. You don't have to do anything beyond that. But we also want to give thanks to our channel members who make this possible. We actually received a complaint that some people, not on our channel, but on other channels that they've subscribed to, they state that they do member shoutouts, but they actually don't do that. We actually do that at the end of every video. So
yes.
Death Johnny 982 is our Plus Ultra fan. He's our top fan right now. We've got Jerry Fast, Joshua Moritz, Rogue Assassin, Old Mr. Cream Puff, and Zach NFG. They're all prestige level. Thank you guys so much for supporting our channel. To our honored robots as well, we want to thank Conrad C, Miss Eve, Grim Reaper 2296, Marion Whiffling, Jacob Gabrick, Chamber Boy, Turtle Dove, Nate the Great, Curtis Schussler, MJ Riffle, Shadow, Corey Ryu, Benjamin Savage, Lady Neo, Anarchy Inc., Greasy Burgers, Stefan Geyer, Killer Team Gaming, Coda CMF. Thank you guys so much, and thank you to all of our cool bots as well. Regardless of tier, we want to thank you. And
the
last thing I'll say before I leave off is that if any of you have an interest in the game Dark Tide, in case you know what that is, all right, I am an official partner and creator. I actually just got the news today. I thought I'd share it with all of you. I'm an official partner for that game, so if you guys are interested in checking it out, my channel will be one of the places that you can do that. Thank you guys so much for watching this, and we'll see you next week for another reaction. All right, catch y'all later.
Bye.